Okay, welcome back everyone, Zaf here. Hope you're ready for a brand new, routine, juicy Battlefield time guide for the Cursed Giant EIBERG. As you know, Season 7 just started, meaning if you want to qualify for the tournament that's coming up, you want to make sure you get a good time. So this guide I'll show you the build, the hunters, the strategy, everything you know, and also the brand new cores we're using. Yes, that's right, the new core is actually very viable, especially for Alicia. So let's jump in, I'll show you everything you need to know. And really quick, if you haven't yet, make sure to support us for free on Netmarble Supporter Program for Still Loving Arise. That way, I can send you a bunch of juicy codes like the ones you see on the screen here. Once you support, wait about a few hours and then check your My Pick section. This is what it looks like. Scroll down to see benefits and all the codes we send right here for you to redeem. So make sure you support us, that way you can get all these benefits. And also, speaking of benefits, a big congrats to Killer Vampire for being your first comment to our last video. Here is your shout to enjoy that juicy exclusive Season 7 Discord role. On that note, make sure you join our Discord server as well. We have $1, $2, $3, $100 giveaways right now for supporters, so just join, don't think, and you can enter in all the fun. Alright, so let's jump in and cover the build for this run. Very simple because there's not too many options. We have Alicia and Mei Lin. They're basically must, and Min, very helpful. One of our best global support units. Alicia's burst in this mode is amazing, but if you don't have a weapon, you can use alternatives, don't worry. You don't necessarily need a weapon right off the bat. As you can see, I have some extra, but if we go down, there are two alternatives you can use. One being this bow right here, giving us crit damage. Make sure you get it to 810. And this weapon right over here, the elemental weakness damage weapon, 12% bonus, not too bad. So if you have Alicia's weapon, you can use these weapons in its place. It will give you some damage, but not as much as the weapon, but still, it's usable. This is the ideal rotation here, but if your Alicia is weak, you can put Mei Lin right here, put Alicia here, and leave Min here. That way, when you start a match, you'll swap out of Mei Lin ASAP after using your up skill, that being her E. This skill right over here, let me show you. This one here, it gives you a nice bonus, so it is useful to use it right away when you spawn. That way you get some sort of bonus in to help you clear the mobs faster, but that's just a tip I'll show you. When it comes to skill levels, generally speaking, the only skill that really matters for Alicia is her core attack. Yes, this right here, get it to level 10. That way, you can actually deal decent amounts of damage. Her basic skills are fine, but her core attack is the main point of damage on her kit. Very, very important. For Min, A1 is fine. If you have it to A5, of course, that is much better. If you have been to A5, make sure Alicia is the unit with the highest amount of power. That way, his bonus applies to her and not someone else. Super important. And for your shadows, it's simple. We're using Igris because the crit rate is such an important part of this run. Not critting kills the run, so make sure, run Igris. But if you want to spam the run and gamble, you can run Tusk. He is our main damage one for Alicia, giving us core attack damage of 40%, an insane amount. So if you want damage, run Tusk. If you want consistent runs where you do crit, run Igris. That's what I ran, so up to you. We use Iron as well. That way we get the defense reduction, which is very good for hunters. A 12% defense decrease, it's juicy. And then we have Serbi, a very, very good shadow as well. A 5% permanent damage increase, helps to run out immensely, so make sure you run him as well. Alternatives you can use would be technically Biru, but we're using Min, so the double punishment stack won't work here. Not a good move. You can run Kaisel though. Kaisel deals a ton of damage, so a very good alternative if you're missing one of these shadows here. So go ahead, use the shadows I listed. They're the best options out there right now for this loadout, of course. So let me swap back to Igris here, just so nobody is confused. There we go. And put Serbi in place of Kaisel. There we go. So now let's jump into our artifacts. There are a few loadouts you can use, I'll explain. So when it comes to Alicia, I ran the toughness set because I do want more crit in and crit damage, but the Warmonger set works just fine. You can use it, giving us an attack bonus. I wouldn't recommend using Soul Foundation. I know you might think the core attack bonus will work, but no, don't use it. Armed would be okay too, giving us defense spend attack. Not too bad, but still, stick with either Warmongers or toughness. That way you get the most damage in. And very simple when it comes to any game mode right now that's short. The Obsidian set is the way to go. Nothing will beat it, especially in the Battlefield time. Literally our best in slot, giving us a 60% damage increase as long as our mana is about 40%, so super juicy. Make sure you use it. When it comes to our hunters, these Spore Hunters, I run Blessing set on Mei Lin. You can use other sets like this one over here. You can use Guardian set. That way, when the shields apply, you get a 10% bonus, and then you can run either a 4-piece blessing on the accessory slot, or you can run Sylph's Blessing as well. This right over here, let me pull up this one here. Though you're not going to get too many stacks off on this one, so you can instead run 2 pieces of this, get the effect off once, and then a 2-piece of, I guess the only thing that work here would be the blessing set, so an 8% bonus for a 10-second duration, not too bad. So either 2-piece of this, 2-piece of this, or run a 4-set of this, or a 4-piece of this and a 4-piece of this, or an 8-set of blessing, this right here. Those are your best options. You can mix and match, but overall, the blessing set is fine. 8-set blessing works just fine for me. It's honestly my preference. And then we have Min. You have to run Destroyer set. That way, your ultimate does come up ASAP. When you use Min's QT, you get a 50% power gauge bonus. So with this applied, you get 100%, meaning you can use Min's ultimate right away. And then also, your team members get this bonus right here. A power gauge acquisition rate increase of 20%, which is beautiful. Now, with the builds covered, there's only one thing left, and that being the cores. Yes, that's right. Melee and Min, doesn't matter what you run, but when it comes to Alicia, this core is so good. Increases the crit damage core attacks by 20%. Oh, baby. But I know a lot of you won't have it, so no problem. Just run this core right here, the water version. Let me see if I can find one here. Give me a second. Boom. The water version. 5% bonus, beautiful. It's good enough. Don't worry too much about running this one. 5% attack works wonderfully, so run this core here. And also run this core if you have it. Lowers your mana consumption on basic skills, but again, if you don't have it, not too important. You can run this one right here, the water version. Though again, you don't need it, so don't worry too much. This is the only important one, but it doesn't really do too much for you. You don't have to stress. You can run this one as well if you want more mana in, but overall, none of them really matter. Your mana will be fine unless you're early on, then use this one ASAP, or this one here, that way you do have some extra mana, otherwise you are cooked on the regen department. Now that's all when it comes to the build. If you want alternatives when it comes to your hunters, if you're, I guess, missing one of these sports here, you can run a breaker like Nam or Jinwoo. That way, if you're having troubles on the damage front, you can break the boss first and then swap an Alicia to do the kill. So 2 hunters you can use to break if you need it. We have Jinwoo and we have Nam, both fantastic hunters. Nam is honestly as good as it gets for breaking, so you don't need Jinwoo. Just because she's an SSR doesn't mean she's a better breaker than Nam, so you can't go wrong with either. You can run Anna too, but her break isn't as good, but if you need some alternatives, that's a good option. We have Ally 2 for more damage coming in if you need a support unit, but overall, those are your best units to use for this run, if you don't have the main team lineup, of course. Alright, let's jump into the battle. It'll be at 0.5% speed, that way I can't do commentary over it and pause it. So, first off, when you spawn in, use Alicia's Q right here, this skill I'm highlighting. Use it to dash forward and then dash again. We're using this skill for our passive sacks, that way we can use a core attack to the fullest. So, let's do it. Let's use our Q, then we dash forward. I would recommend going to this side right here, not the other side to the right. I did try both sides. This side is much more consistent, much easier to pull off, very important. But as we jump in, position yourself somewhere around this area, and then use your next basic skill, this one here. So use it, and at these 1, 2, 3 mobs, watch this. Boom, we hit all 3. And then you want to position yourselves this way, and use your core attack. But please, do note, you're waiting for this mob right over here to come forward. That way, your core attack does hit him, so watch this. We're going to use our core attack, and boom, it does hit him. And then right over here, core attack again, hitting all these mobs and done. And then what you want to do is use your Q as it did there, dashing forward, and then dashing again. You built those stacks, so you can use it on this mob here, clearing it ASAP. So watch this, boom, dash again, and boom, use our core attack, and done, cleared. Now, I used Min as well. Did you see that? We're using our Min, as you've probably seen before, in our previous Battlefield Time run. So let me show you again. So as you can see here, we just beat the boss, and then we're going to use the QT right away to save time on the very lengthy animation. So watch this. We use Min's QT, boom, he comes up, saving us those like 2 to 3 to 4 seconds of that very long QT. But now we spawn in. What I recommend you doing is aiming to the target here. Make sure you aim on them. Use your shadows right away, and use your ultimate, which should be up if you did everything correctly, of course. So boom, use our shadows, target on the enemy, and use your ultimate here, all at the same time, giving us the perfect time advantage So watch this. We also aim on a target, as you can see from the red dot, and you want to use your next basic skill, the E, this one here, to give you that 5% bonus on the target. So we use it, and then immediately swap into melee while also casting your E, hoping it lands of course, and boom, it lands on the target. What you want to do next is use your next basic skill, your Q, and then preferably dash, and then use your auto attack. That way, your ultimate does come up. So watch this. We're using our Q next, you're using our auto attack, getting the core attack off after dashing, and boom, ultimate comes in. Now what you want to do is use your QTE for Alicia. Literally spam it right now. Spam, 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 spam. That way, she comes up, use your Q, and then use your core attack. Boom, as you saw there. And just a note, make sure you use your Q and then your core attack. That being after your QT. In this run, it didn't go through, but that's fine. Just make sure you do it to maximize on your damage. And then use your ultimate. Your ultimate will proc 5 of those passive stacks. So watch this. We use our ultimate, and then those passive stacks come up for a core attack, and boom, 5 stacks, boom, boom, boom. Core attack, and done. Cleared, wiped off the map, frozen, and then cracked away on the floor, just begging for mercy. Oh, baby. Anyways, so that's the run. Now what you want to do is watch your full run in action. That way, it's on a 0.5% speed, so you get a good sense of what to do. So let me show you that. Right now, give me a second here. Alright, so here's a normal run. It goes way faster than we expect, honestly. It's crazy how fast you have to play the game, but here it comes. Exactly what I mentioned. Everything has to be smooth, otherwise, you're gonna get a bad time result. These mobs in the beginning move around like crazy, super annoying. Use Min's QT, and then make sure lock on the target, shadows come out, use your ultimate, doing everything at once, then use the Z. After you lock on, swap to melee, use your E, use your Q, dash, core attack, ultimate, Alicia QT, core attack, ultimate, core attack, and you're done. That's all you need to do. I know it's a lot, but still, once you get the routine down, it's pretty simple in a sense where if you have all the advancements in, the skill levels, the shadows, the weapons, everything, it'll be simple, right? Quote unquote simple. But if you don't, this will be quite hard to do because you're not going to do enough damage. And I hate when those damn totems come out. The mana debuff and the HP heals on the target, oh my goodness. That's why this boss is probably one of the most annoying. If you don't kill them fast enough, they start regenerating HP and lowering your mana, effectively killing the run. So hopefully this guide helped you a bit, kind of understand what to do. If it did, of course, drop your like. Make sure to subscribe, that way I do know you want more content like this. On that note, this is your Code King Zaf, signing out.